All right, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do this.
Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you again.
Hi!
Or hear you again.
Good to see ya, and hear ya, and hear you.
Hear you, yeah. Good to hear you.
Thank you, everybody, if you are listening to this. Thank you even more if you listened to our previous attempt at a podcast.
The pilot, if you will.
The pilot, if you will. Me and Martin had a grand old time just chilling in my yurt. I got a little boozed up. Just a little bit. Said some things. It's not that I wish I didn't say them, but they could use some tweaking. I don't really like the phrase, this bitch needs to get slapped. But I was talking about a police officer who was not holding a gun, but was like threatening me with her gun, and I was trying to relive the story to get emotional about it, and I said it. Sorry. And also, I said...
Brat, brat, pew, pew.
I compared Ojai to San Ynez, saying Ojai doesn't have Jews, or it's kind of white. But Ojai is like a very New Age spiritual community, so that was inaccurate. I really don't want to get in the habit of saying sorry for things.
Yeah, I also said that there's a lot of shitty people out there, and I'm not apologizing for that, because there are. And but I also said there's a lot of awesome people, which is also true. There's a lot of really cool people out there who kicking ass and smiling while they do it, and fucking commending those people. And also big ups to all the first responders who fucking kicked ass and helped us save lives this week in lieu of our California flood after we had our fucking Thomas fire. So thank all of you first responders and everybody else out there who just is fucking picking up the slack, killing it, helping get supplies together, helping to go rescue people, just getting their trucks and going and getting it done. You guys, thank you. Thank all of you.
Yeah, I noticed that on Facebook, like, not to be arrogant, but when the Thomas Fire was going on, I tried to volunteer, and I was, like, going through Red Cross, and I was like, why? Like, there's so much information, your social security number. It's like, dude, I just want to go do something. Like, I could do stuff. I do physical labor for a living, and, like, I can operate machinery. I can move things and stuff. Like, so I just posted on Facebook, like, yo, I don't want to go through Red Cross. Like, who needs help? And I found somebody who needed help. And I see that happening on Facebook now. Like, hey, who needs childcare? Who needs this? Who needs that? And, like, that is the best use of Facebook I've ever seen.
Definitely.
Well, maybe not the best, but it's where it should, it's what it should be used for.
Creating a community and allowing people to communicate within their own community and be able to help each other.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing tool for that. And thank you, Facebook.
Exactly.
Killing it.
I just didn't want to shit on the people of Ojai right now. They've had it a little rough, so I wanted to
apologize for that miscommunication.
Just in case, like, you know, some random person who doesn't live around here hears that Ojai's really cool, and I like hanging out there. So also, something else that happened in our last podcast, we came up with our name, which is We're Already There, which I think is wonderful. It's a concept that we can work with, and I think it's the core of what I try. It's when I'm trying to convey something to somebody. That's what I'm trying to get across. Like we're already there. It's like we're
past preventatory measures. We need to get to a cure. We can't prevent it anymore. It's not inoculation time. It's time to find a cure.
Got to break out that Z-Pack, get that erythromycin going on. We need Cipro. We need Levaquin.
I don't know what he's talking about, but I agree. Yes, we need whatever he said. Those things. It's the serious stuff. But the time of lemon is done. We need rubbing alcohol and bleach. This is not a lemon situation.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it's kind of a difficult thing to say. It's like, it's crazier now than it's ever been. Because I think every generation thinks their generation is facing problems that no generation before them has faced before.
And that is one of those things that helps to create a divide between generations. A disconnect, if you will. Where people have this arrogance where they're like, no. You kids, you don't understand what it means to do something, or then the younger generation be like, oh, you adults, you don't understand what it means to deal with this new technology. And it's like, fuck all of you. Nobody knows about anything because no one was there for all of it. Unless you're a mortal being or a vampire or something, then let us know. Tell us what's going on, immortal beings. If there's any immortal beings out there listening to this podcast and you have that perspective, I would be delighted.
We would love to have them on the podcast.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
definitely.
If you're hearing it, come on down.
Yeah.
But apparently that concept of like older generations hating younger generations and thinking they're the ruination of society, that goes back to like, there's an article on BBC, and it was written a couple of years ago, but that goes back to like since the beginning of writing. Like Greeks and Romans wrote about that. You know, like blah blah blah. This generation is going to be the destruction of Rome. So that
but someone was right.
Yeah,
because Rome fell. So someone knew what they were talking about. They weren't just dicking around talking shit.
If you say it enough times, it'll become true.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a scary thought. But
there's people now that voted for Donald Trump, and there's people who voted for George Bush Sr. Like, you know, a lot of people brought about a lot of shitty stuff, but there's also a lot of those people who voted for Obama. So they brought about a lot of good stuff, too. So, but voting, real quick, vote. Everybody should vote. Try to be aware of what's going on politically in your area. Don't just write off local government because that's something that affects you directly.
That affects that's exactly. It affects it to the top. Like if the more bottom people have power, the more it's going to reflect up and up and up. So local voting is actually extremely important, I think.
And if you don't vote, you don't have an opinion on politics. I'm sorry.
Yeah, or I'm not listening to it.
Yeah, like your opinion is invalid if you don't vote. If you're sitting at home and be like, oh, blah, 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 healthcare is bad, but you didn't vote, eat a bag of dicks. I'm sorry.
You are part of the problem. We're there, and you're just blah, 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 blah. I hate everybody, and Donald Trump this, and like we say that shit all the time, but we fucking vote, and we're eloquent about it. Oh, we lost camera.
It's cool. We'll keep rolling.
All right, so just to go back to the point of every generation thinks that their generation is unique and is facing problems the previous generation didn't face. I don't want to get into 9/11 because it's not what I'm talking about, but you know, the day before 9/11. The Pentagon misplaced / lost $4 trillion fucking dollars. $4 trillion. I mean, they just whoops, we miscounted for that, and nothing happened. No one was held accountable. Nothing happened. Just business as usual. That's $4 trillion taxpayer dollars. That's I don't know, man. That's a big deal.
That's a lot of money.
That should have made some headlines. Some heads should have rolled for that. And also, just on a more individual level, to get crazy conspiracy again, because I have an iPhone, I know that the Gulf of Tonkin was a real false flag operation that happened. It really it's declassified information. That was a false flag operation to get us into Vietnam. Operation West Winds had to do with Cuba. It didn't happen, but it was signed off by every government official that it needed to be happen, except for Kennedy, I believe. That was another false flag operation that just didn't happen. So, I don't know, man. We're there.
Yeah.
These things, I know. It's these clouds, I know that happened. So, the government could literally steal $4 trillion taxpayer dollars. They can lie to us to get us into wars. That's a problem that I think only started in the 50s and the 60s, even World War I. That's when those problems, the military-industrial complex.
Yeah, they got
the
that
military-industrial complex has made our lives way more complicated than any generation before that. Just because the power they have and what they do for business just destroys our world.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty nuts. The things that they could get away with, the things that they do, and the amount of information we have access to, but then we're still so uninformed.
That's what I'm saying. We know. I mean, I hope we eventually come to be able to synthesize. Me and Martin and everybody else who we want to bring on the show can start synthesizing solutions. But right now, I just want we just need to wake up for a second. And another interesting thought: Rene Descartes, a philosopher, 1600s, I want to say, maybe before that, or 1700s. But everyone knows that name. Not everyone, once again. But famous philosopher Rene Descartes, his shtick was that all of our consciousness is in the sky somewhere out in space, and there's the
human cloud.
Yeah, the
if
human,
you will.
Exactly. Well, that's what it was described as. And there's a malevolent genie just kind of controlling everything,
manipulating the data.
It's like, damn, that was in the 1700s. Like, how long? I'm not saying he know that there was something going on in reality that he could have just been
pontificating.
Exactly. I don't really like Descartes. I don't know why. I just don't like anything he has to say. But that kind of begs the question, like, how long have we been there that there's these systems of control that just control us no matter what happens? And we just like, yeah, we'll get upset. Yeah, we'll be like, oh, that's not cool. But nothing will happen. Yeah.
Quick digression to get into my own personal philosophy so you could get a little better acquainted with me as a person. I think we're all black women. And what I mean by that is, biologically, up until about the last 90% of development in the womb, the development for a man and the development for a woman are identical. But the woman is the base of development. We're all developing as women, but then we differentiate in the last 10% of development. And the cradle of life as we know it in the world is Africa. So we all want to yell in movies, but we just stifle ourselves because we are so detached from our origins, from who we are as a species. We're just a planet filled with black women, but we're just denying that fact, and we have racism and sexism, and it's just like we're hating ourselves. We're a self-deprecating species of black women who want to eat fried chicken and scream at the movie theater. That's just my thoughts. Just want to throw that in there on this one. Get you a little up on where I'm coming from.
What I take from that is, like, we're all the same. There's just a few minor differences that really make the difference between us. But on the topic of black women, Oprah for president, right? Hooray, right? Yay!
No!
Right?
No, Oprah for
fuck
president.
That idea. You don't, I said on the last podcast, or the pilot, I should say, like, you can't take control of society now. You can manipulate humans to ask for it. So, a year and a half ago, we're like, what the fuck? No celebrity can be a president. No reality show. No, we can't have that. That doesn't work. But the second Oprah gives a good speech, and that was a great speech, and it was important, and everything she said was valid.
It was an okay speech. It was a feminist rant, if anything.
But it was well put.
It was sprinkled with a little blackness in there, just to get, to pander to who she is as a person. She's like, oh, no, black people, I got you. I'm not just talking about women. I feel the black people too, but just barely. And it's like, I maybe I haven't seen it yet, but Oprah's got property in Montecito, and I haven't seen her do shit about the flooding. I didn't see her do shit about the Thomas fire. Maybe I just haven't seen it. Maybe I do follow her on Twitter, but I didn't see her post anything about it. But I'm not on there all the time.
Though? Wasn't she there? Like I saw something.
She was in Chicago when it was going on, to my understanding.
But she came and visited. I don't know. I saw something.
See, like I said, maybe I just missed it.
But she didn't do anything, and she doesn't have to because she's not a fucking politician. She's a reality TV show.
But I mean,
God damn it, Oprah is a reality TV show star. She has a reality show, and everyone's like, yeah, we should vote for her. It's like, I would rather have Hillary Clinton because
hands down, she's an experienced politician.
I mean, look at Trump's failings, or that he can't just shut everybody up. Clinton would just that's how politics works. Like Russia interferes with every election we have. That's just what they do. We fuck with their elections. They fuck with ours. We work to destabilize each other's countries. But
going to throw a little quip in there.
Well, Hillary Clinton knows how to deal with that shit. That's her arena. That's what she does. She kills the people and she needs to kill so America can keep going. Oprah doesn't live in that world. And I want someone who lives in that world and has the capacity to see through politics and all the angles and who you have to make happy and who you just have to they committed suicide on the street corner and somehow also got their wallet stolen and like the crazy Clinton deaths, like
Yeah.
people that kill.
Yes.
Like, I'd rather have someone that does that than Oprah. Especially because we're asking for Oprah, and she is entirely different, but at the same time, no different than Donald Trump. She is a celebrity, and we're going to ask for her. God damn it, I hope we're not going to ask for her, but people are considering her for president. Just because, I like her show. Oh, she says good things. Fuck, there's a million other people, well, maybe not a million, but there's a lot of other people with good shows or good things to say who also shouldn't be president.
Yes, but in relation to Russia interfering with our elections, the Cold War never ended, and I fucked it up already. Goddamn. Cold War went digital, and the fucking stuff.
I like that idea, though. The Cold War went digital.
Cold War went digital.
Because it's still there, but it's just like now we're cyber fucking each other.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Like in the not.
And the Crusades never ended.
Way.
God, I mixed that up. The Crusades never ended, and the Cold War went digital. God, that took me a while.
Yeah, that's a good. Did the Crusades really ever end? Or at least the concept of just.
Well,
no. I mean,
is there war right now in the Middle East over the Holy Land? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's.
Are Christians involved in that war as well as Muslims and Jews?
Hey, at least it's for a finite resource. It's not for God. It's for oil. And like, God damn it, if my life is going to depend on oil, not on a fabrication.
Yeah, but although
my society relies on that oil, not a fabrication. So
although it is predominantly over resources, that land is holy to all of those groups of people. And it has cultural significance to all of them, and that is part of their motivation for fighting.
Yeah. It never ended.
Fucking never ended, man.
Alright, so Donald Trump, we're going to talk about him a lot, because it's the president, and...
For now.
And I guess I'm just kind of reiterating a point, but... Like, everyone knows he said some, like, racist shit today about,
oh my God.
About Haiti.
Jesus
okay,
Christ,
we're all upset.
dude.
We're all upset. Like, God. But of course he is. Of course there's racist people. Of course they're in politics. Like.
But that's, like, how could you just say something so shitty? Like, how did anybody allow, like, I guess nobody allows him to do anything, but it's like, fuck.
Well, he's not a politician. He doesn't know, and so, like, I feel like Oprah's capable of the same mishap. You know, maybe in a totally different aspect. She's not gonna.
But she's just less of a shitty person.
No,
though.
absolutely. They're totally different, but they're the same. Like, what happens when, when North Korea wants to just, like, fuck with her a little bit? She's like, I don't really know what to do. I'm not crazy enough to fucking level with this person. Donald Trump is. Like, I'll fucking nuke you as shit.
Yeah,
the president before is going to say that, but then Kim Jong-un's
my button's bigger than your button.
Yeah.
My button's bigger than your button. Like, oh my God.
Yo,
like,
but that seemed to have worked real quick. Right? I obviously don't support any of his decisions, but, like, you fight. Like, you guys fucking nuts. Both of them are. So it's great.
Yeah,
and the truth is, North Korea just shut the fuck up. However, I have this funny idea that the whole reason North Korea did all this is just to get attention to get into the Olympics.
Huh.
Because now it's like, apparently there's like delegates going to South Korea because they want to be in the Olympics. I think that Kim Jong-un just wanted to be in the Olympics, so he like caused a big fucking ruckus.
Just like the most childish way of trying to get into the Olympics
look at
ever.
Look at the human being that he is. Not just the person, but the human being. Like, look how he was raised, blah, blah. Like, the way he gets what he wants, he gets it. I want something. Blah, I want something!
Exactly. Just like the largest tantrum ever thrown in human history. I didn't want to be in the Olympics. Man, I'll nuke you if you don't let me be in the Olympics. Man. Donald Trump's like, hey, I'll nuke you too, man. Nuke, nuke, nuke.
And that level of fuckery is brought to you by your governments.
And we're all just like, hey, that's fucked. But we're just like, yeah, but it's still our president.
Yeah, it's like, we just want to pay my taxes and keep you fucking out of my bank account from garnishing my wages and paying my whatever and this off and this off and this insurance and this fuckery. But while they just yell at each other because they want to get in the Olympics. Seriously?
It's pretty fucking insane.
Yeah. So, we talk a lot of shit about a lot of people. I don't really know where I want to go with this, but this came to me this week because, we want to get better and better at this podcast. And we're working on it. And so I've been writing ideas to think about and blah, blah, blah. And I was talking with someone and we were making fun of Scientologists. And I just kind of stopped and thought like I was talking to someone who was like very like religious, Christian. And I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but I'm looking at this person going like, don't make fun of a Scientologist. Like, you believe in stupid shit too. It's just, yours is old.
Yeah, no, there's just more people who believe in your stupid shit.
Yeah, it's all the same level of fuckery.
That's why I'm a huge fan of Pastafarianism. Arr! To all the Pastafarians out there, arr! They believe that a giant spaghetti monster in the sky with his noodly tendrils created everything. And
I mean, it's just
and to show their respects, they wear pasta strainers on their head, dress like pirates, and raise the pirate flag, and go arr.
You might, if that's what gets a group of people together to think together and have fun together, that's what it should be.
Yeah, no,
they're not hurting anybody.
No,
they're not asking for anyone's money. You know what I mean? They're not like forcing people into like a hole like they do in Scientology.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's weird, but like it's just because it's new. Like, at least they're not like Christianity had and Catholicism had 2017 years to get their shit together, but they did go through the Crusades and they did go through like the Spanish Inquisition and like. Just look at any of the history. Like, there's some horrible, brutal shit that happened, and people still believed in it. But Scientology is a modern religion. They can't just fucking execute people, so it seems a little less crazy. Well, no, it seems more crazy because they can't fucking kill you if you don't think the same way as them.
It's very true. But they believe that, like, there's, like, aliens and there's, like, a 747 and a volcano and spirits and something like that. I don't know. I'm just talking from South Park.
Well, so there's this fucking Jew who died and zombie. The story of Jesus is... I'm so sorry, everybody.
Zombie Jesus Day! What do you mean? I love celebrating Zombie Jesus Day. Yeah. The day that the giant mutant bunny comes around and hides desserts everywhere for children to hide. Hooray for Zombie Jesus Day! Everybody loves Zombie Jesus Day, right? Because you get candy. It's like Halloween for spring.
No, but he was the son of God, though, dude.
But
right?
But according to the Bible, we're all the sons of daughters of God. So it's like, is he the favorite?
It's all suspension. It all requires suspension of disbelief. So whenever you're trying to line yourself up with an ideal set that requires you to suspend your disbeliefs, like you might need to reevaluate what psych meds you're taking. You might need to lay off the Lexapro. Stop hitting the bong and just and go into the forest a little bit, get in touch with nature, and be like, oh, nature doesn't give a fuck about me. The real world doesn't give a shit. I can get eaten by a fucking cougar right here, and the only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to turn into shit in like next tomorrow, and nothing will change and nothing matters.
And like Scientologists may believe in some crazy shit, but at least their parishioners aren't raping little boys. And then at least their parishioners aren't also then covering it up and then sending those parishioners to other locations where they're, once again, raping little boys. Like, that's some fucked up shit, Catholics. Get your shit together. Come on. Come on.
If you're going to talk shit on Scientology, on Hare Krishna, on any of that stuff, like...
On reincarnation.
You better suspend your disbeliefs about your own religion. And you better...
You're drinking the body and blood of Christ every Sunday? Yeah?
Yeah.
That wine and that cracker? Okay. I'm suspending my disbelief, so you just suspended yours.
I don't know. I hate to hate on Christianity. Like, Catholicism's easy. I mean, whatever.
I just, it's the most I know about, so I could poke the most fun at it.
Yeah, and most of my family, even though I'm Jewish, most of my family's Catholic, like my mom's family. So I gotta be careful. But I really actually don't.
I went to Catholic school for 9 years.
But it's just like, it's like Christianity, but with like guilt and it's like Christianity and Judaism combined. It's like tradition and
guilt.
Exactly. But it's hard to hate on Christians because
they have like, Christian rock. and skateboarding.
Well, no, because it's not even, like, for most of the Christians I know, it's not really even a religion. They just identify it because that's what they are. You know, they find their spirituality, they find, like, if you want to say, God, this, like, this, that's fine. If you want to say, like, oh, if you're in the forest and you're like, this is beautiful, I'm so happy God created this. If you're that simple-minded, nice, great.
Good
and you know what?
You.
I don't want to. I'm gonna sound like it, but I don't want to sound like an arrogant, condescending prick. But I guess there's no way around it. If that works for you, if you need a simple explanation of God, then all power to you. And it doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't hurt me. I don't even think it's funny. It's like, good. That's good for you. But you know, I don't need that.
Yeah.
And I think, but at the same time, I think needing that kind of diminishes our individualism as a human. Like, don't just think, oh, there's a plan. Oh, that's the guy in the sky that's going to control everything. He did everything. It's like, no, you're a part of this.
Either that, or I feel like a lot of times people would be way shittier if they didn't have religion. Some people need religion to not be a shitty person.
But it's like a Band-Aid. Like, yes, you're right.
They're like, if I didn't think that I'd go to hell if I was shitty, I would just be terrible. There's people out there like that. They're like, I'm glad that I know that there's hell because I'm a horrible person at heart.
Yeah, and that's another good point of, like, I don't want to hate on Christianity. I don't want to hate on religion at all. I mean, I still identify as Jewish, but, like...
Theology in general is just politics without borders. It's just government that goes wherever it wants to go. It's like, oh, no, borders can't stop me. I'm fucking religion. Eat a bag of dicks. Like, I'm going to tell you what to do wherever the fuck you go. Boom, 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 boom. They're like laws that just transcend space and time. That's what religion is.
But yeah, like,
you can't escape it.
No.
Even in space, you better be a good person.
Well, what was that thing South Park did? Like, in the very future, it was like the otters took over. Basically, like, people had killed themselves. Or no, there's still people, but there was no more God. God didn't exist anymore. But there's still, the whole world was at war because it was like the world government should be called the nationalist scientists, and the other ones thought they should be called the scientist nationalists.
I don't remember.
So they just it was like a 3-episode amazingness. So it doesn't matter.
Trade party, Matt Stone, you guys kill it.
Yeah, we're just gonna find
hold it down, you guys.
No matter, they're still making episodes.
Bossing out.
I can't believe that.
Started with cardboard cutouts, and now look where you are.
On our podcast,
right? Oh, man, now there's just people everywhere talking about them. Like, people will talk about South Park forever. South Park will be canon one day. People will be talking about South Park like it's Catholicism.
What if South Park becomes a new religion?
It almost, in a way, is.
Like, 50 years, hopefully more than that, down the road, there's some war, and, like, there's just fragments of it, and, like, people are, like, watching it, and they're just like, wow, this is like, oh, it's lessons, like, don't fight over bullshit.
And don't mess with Canada. Oh, God, Canada's gnarly. Shit. And they love farting. What's up with that? I had no idea Canadians used to have mouths that were that big.
Yo, that's a world I want to live in, though, where South Park is Creed.
Like, the name of the tray, the pocker, the mat, and the stone. Amen.
Amen.
The ever-reincarnating Kenny.
Kenny will be the new Jesus. He's a new zombie
reincarnation story.
That's what we'll all pray, because he's the one guy who just keeps coming back no matter what.
No matter what.
Oh, man.
Even as a girl, a Japanese girl, Kenny's still amazing. Princess Kenny! Bossing out.
Oh, Martin, we're already at half an hour, dude.
Deviated way too fast there.
No, it's cool.
Went down a South Park rabbit hole.
But I mean, we should just do it at half an hour.
No, I'm cool with half an hour, but I just kind of want to,
Oh, yeah.
just riff it out for a little bit.
Yeah, no, of course. Why does it say I'm able?
Because it's I'm Martin.
Oh,
it was
we
like
should
the
have said
introduction.
Oh, by the way, my name's Abel Bash.
And I'm Martin Salter. Salter, like the salt of the earth.
Oh, your family in the past was probably
someone who brought the flavor, son. Got the flavor and preserved the food.
I was gonna say someone who like worked in food preservation, like worked in a place that salted ham hocks. I noticed that the other day when I was looking at your name. I was like, that motherfucker, he probably can't do a goddamn thing when it comes to salting pigs, but your ancestors.
Why would you want to? Why would you want to salt a pig? They're savory enough. They're tasty. They got bacon flavor.
They are bacon flavor.
Yeah, delicious.
All right,
delicious stuff.
Damn, dude. Well, I had fun.
No, that was good. That was good.
I want to do that. All right. Well, we want to start bringing some people on. I want to be less. We're gonna rant because it's fucking fun and like it's interesting. But we're hoping to bring some people on to
start discussions, artisanal discussions.
There we go. Yeah.
About how the unsung heroes of our communities and what they do and how they feel about what they do. We're going to bring in the baker, the fisherman, the candlestick maker, and get their perspectives on life. Not the famous people, the people who serve them.
I mean, I talk a lot about systems of control, and the way to diminish them and to take power away from them. I mean, I'm too stupid to put it that complex. But like, my buddy Jake's eventually going to come on this podcast. Jake's a fisherman. If I trade Jake some of my tomatoes for some of his shrimp, that transaction takes power away from the government because I need I'm getting something I want, he's getting something he wants, and there's no taxes paying on it. And there's no Federal Reserve adding 25-cent debt to that dollar to the government. Everyone's out of that fucking transaction.
The only people involved are the people getting stuff.
Exactly. So I want to bring other people who are producing stuff and get their names out there and get you to start talking to people around you. Say like, hey, how can I barter? How can I exchange a service without going through a currency?
Fuck Bitcoin. Fuck the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Fuck debt on every dollar you make and debt on every dollar you spend. We get taxed up the ass. We get taxed when we get paid. We get taxed when we buy stuff. And we get taxed every year. It's horse fucking shit. There's a ton of people who say there is no actual laws that say that we have to pay certain taxes that we fucking pay.
But try not paying it.
Yeah. But
try not paying it. All right. On that note, pay your taxes or don't. And go to jail. You'll have time to listen to this podcast.
Yeah, you can listen to it anywhere. Thanks for your time. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope to hear you back again, and
and maybe Martin will actually make the camera work next time instead of fucking it up halfway through.
Yeah, I think it mostly worked.
Oh,
mostly.
All right. Well, I'm a jerk. All right, everybody.
Mostly.
Thank you so much. We'll be recording again next Thursday. Check us out on Instagram. Do it, Martin. Shit. Already There podcast.
Already There
podcast. And start asking yourself.
And also on YouTube. Already There podcast on YouTube.
Oh,
Already There by podcast, actually. Our name on YouTube is Podcast, and you can find us at the Already There.
All right, cut this shit. Otherwise, we're going to keep talking.
Right.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.